Yo,
What's
yo,
up,
yo,
Ralph?
what's good, what's good? You're now tuned in to WSME FM Enlightenment Radio, The Hustle Within. This is episode 3. Episode 3. Hey, we got my boy K Mills, we got my boy King Los, and I am the one and only Ant-Man. What's going on, guys?
What's going on?
Chilling. Pretty good down south.
Hey, pretty cold out in the west.
You from Charlotte? You look like you from Charlotte, man.
Who
that
guy? Do I still look like it? Do I still look like it? Yes, sir.
Look again. Wait a minute.
Yeah. That's probably me. That's probably me.
Rap.
Yeah,
you said
that's
rap.
probably me.
You don't say rap. You said rap. Okay, yeah, you from Charlotte. Yeah. How's Utah, man? How's Utah, King Los? How's everything going in Utah?
Oh man, mountain's still high. It's a little chilly out, but all good, all love.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Hey, listen, there's no more flies. There's no more flies.
If flies gone, it's cold now. They gone.
It's cold now. It's cold now, right? They gone.
It's perfect time to have a debate. Yeah.
They got work to get the mountains smaller.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, we got a jam-packed show today. Man. We got the top. Hey, we're going to go into the first segment. Guess what the first segment is today? We're not going to do the top 5 hip-hop albums of all time, most selling hip-hop albums. We're going to go the top 5 albums of all time, period. Mm-hmm. Top biggest selling albums of all time. So I'm going to go with you, King Los. I'm going to go over here to King Los. Who do you think is number 1?
Well, when I had some hair, I had a Jerry curl back in the day. So I'm going to have to say...
Okay.
I'm going to have to say Thriller, Michael Jackson. That's how I used to look.
Oh. Hey, you hot. Now, okay, you hot now. I ain't gonna knock that. You hot. What about you, K Mills? Who you got number 1?
Well, when I was little, I always played with bugs, so I'm gonna go with the Beatles.
Oh, man, you hot too. You hot, man. Y'all both are hot. But let me go into I'm gonna go. Your number 1 is the Eagles. Now we got animals. We got bugs. We got an album that was based around Halloween theme, Thriller. Hey, man. So you got a lot of different characters within this top 5. So we got the Eagles' greatest hit album, number 1. The Eagles' greatest hit album, number 1.
Wow.
Have y'all heard it?
I have not.
Maybe on TV.
I have not either. I reviewed a little bit of it just because we were going into that segment, but I didn't really know, man. I'm gonna be real. I know Chicago though. I know the group Chicago. I didn't know anything about the Eagles. But I know once they have a concert, they sell out. I mean, arenas, stadiums.
Right.
So, then your number 2 is the one you said, King Los, Thriller, Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Thriller sold 33 million records. Oh, let me go back to the Eagles. The Eagles sold 38 million. Their greatest hit album sold 38 million worldwide. Wow. Now, Michael Jackson sold 33 million worldwide for Thriller. And then again, we got the Eagles again, number 3. The Eagles on there twice.
2-peat.
Yeah, 2-peat. Think about it. You got 2 of the biggest selling albums of all time in the top 5. Man, you're making money. They still making royalties. So we got the Eagles Hotel California, which sold 26 million records worldwide. Right? Mm-hmm. Now we got another group, AC/DC.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all heard of that album? It's called Back in Black. Back in Black. 25 million records. That's crazy.
That look familiar from the 8-track.
That's crazy. Then you got the Beatles. What you were saying, K Mills, the Beatles. We got the White Album, which sold 24 million. Michael Jackson owned that too. So Michael Jackson owned. So really, Michael Jackson's up here twice. Because Michael Jackson owns the Beatles catalog. And he owns his own catalog. Do y'all think these artists that we got today can do something similar to these artists that was in the 80s and 90s and 60s, 70s in album sales?
I don't think so.
What about you, King Los?
No, I agree with K Mills. Like, I don't think so. I think you have a lot of, I think the platform in the digital age, streaming, you can get all that stuff for free on YouTube. So
Exactly.
I don't think that, I think YouTube and the advancement of technology will ultimately take away from sales. So no.
Yeah. Yeah. Now you can have YouTube in your car riding around. So yeah, why would you pay for it?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the big thing. Like, why would you pay for something you can get for free now? You know,
Right.
I mean, you might have to listen to a few commercials if you want the free YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, you gotta listen to a few commercials and listen to
I'll
a
take
top
it.
album. I'm cool with that. You know, I take it. I mean, it's advertisement. At the end of the day, I take it. So my whole thing is another step that we have to look at. Some of the biggest artists that we got today, Drake, for example. Drake is the pop icon today. He'll never get close to anyone on this list, period, in album sales. I mean, and he's selling millions. I mean, he's streaming millions, but he's still not going to top a Michael Jackson, the Beatles, the AC/DCs, and that's the big thing that we got to look at. Like, man, what can we do in music from a music standpoint? How can we just continue to make money? Do entertainment has a chance moving forward with all the free stuff that they're giving out? That's another question I want to ask y'all.
Well, I'll put it this way. Music back in the day, 20 years ago, it was revolutionary. I mean, it was something that, we were coming out of social movements. We were coming out of a time where people were inspired. Now today's artists, I just don't believe, and this is just my personal opinion, people might differ, that the artists today, they just don't have that creative aspiration, that creative mindset, where they can put something pen to paper and produce something and make something that's like will withstand the test of time. I don't think we have those artists anymore. When Taylor Swift is the biggest artist, right? And I like Taylor, right? I mean, I think she's talented for pop gum music, right? But I just don't think that music will. It's not going to be on the levels of the Beatles. I'm sorry, and AC/DC, the Eagles, Chicago. Some of that stuff is just classic. I mean, they use it in movies now. So that's just my take.
Oh yeah, and that's what I think about. Think about the royalty checks that these groups get now. They don't have to do another performance in their life. They don't have to do nothing else. They can sit home in their mansions and make money, make $1 million a quarter. Every quarter they're making $1 million. Now, my whole thing is, do they own the rights to their music? Only one person on that whole list that I know is Michael Jackson. He owns the rights to the music, to his catalog. And he owns the Beatles catalog. So his estate owns the Beatles catalog and his catalog. So I know for sure he's making a lot of money. But I don't know about AC/DC. I don't know about the Eagles, what they doing, how they doing it. But I'll tell you right now, Michael Jackson his estate is going to continue making a lot of money moving forward. So, man, now we want to go into the key topic for today, which is shooting the breeze, segment 2, shooting the breeze. And today's topic is about the middle class. And we're talking about middle class from a standpoint, do we still have a middle class? From a financial standpoint and just from a society standpoint, do we have a middle class? Los, I want to kick that to you. That's my first question I want to lead off with. Do we have a middle class?
No, I mean, the middle class, we do, right? We do. I think the answer to that is yes, we do have a middle class. However, it's been shrinking each year since the 1960s. So just kind of think about that, in a capitalist society, we have the top 1% bringing in most of the income, right? I mean, that, these are billionaires, these are CEOs and things of that nature. And then when we look at it from a tax perspective, economics, policies, government, etc., the middle class, it's costing the middle class to really fund and support the two other classes. That's not equitable. That's not fair. So the middle class really
Right.
gets the short end of the stick when you start thinking about economic policies. You know, I like to think of myself as lower middle class, right?
Yeah.
But even that's shrinking, right? I look at my personal finances from the perspective of how many raises I get, what is the amount of the raises each year. And I'm like, inflation, as well as cost of living, cost of goods, it continues to go up. And my salary is not keeping up with it. And that's when the middle class starts to shrink. And then that I didn't even include taxes. So if you think about all those elements that I just mentioned, you know, cost of living, taxes, cost of goods, and how that continues to increase, and our salaries are not keeping up with all those things, that's how the middle class continues to be impacted and affected.
How do you feel about, I guess, looking at the 1%, how they get these tax breaks? Do you think that trickled down to help the middle class out? Or is that something they're just doing at the top just to help these billionaires and these zillionaires and trillionaires out?
Right. So, I mean, you see what's going on now. I mean, you think about the tax code.
Right.
And you think about the stimulus. And you think about all these other things. The middle class is really paying for all those things, right? Everyone forgets about the middle class because, you know, you have the 1%ers.
We're the consumers.
Yeah. I mean, we're really the consumers. We're the ones driving the economy. So why isn't there enough focus and enough attention on the interest of the middle class? And that's something you need to ask your local representatives, politicians, et cetera. But most importantly, I just don't think that we as the middle class have really kind of band together and said enough is enough. The top 1%, they are raking in massive dough, even in this pandemic. Even in this pandemic. So, you know, just kind of thinking about that, you know, they're not hurting. They have lobbyists. These CEOs have lobbyists in Washington
they made the most money
fighting on their behalf. So in a capitalist society, you're going to have big money, big donors, lobbyists giving money to politicians for their special interests. So I think in the middle class, we can't afford that. We can't afford to send a lobbyist to Washington on our behalf, but the top 1% can.
Right.
And then the last thing is, you know, the bottom, you know, folks that are poverty, that we would say poverty, those folks, they don't have enough money to organize, but they have enough bodies to protest, you know, to disrupt and really kind of go after the upper class. So they try to keep both of those groups happy and forget about the middle class in between, if that makes sense.
Right. Because I know one thing that I look at when I go to the store and I buy 5 items and I leave with a ticket price of $100, and I just walked in with looking to really shop with that $100, my budget, and I walk out with only 5 things. That's what I look at and say something's going on. It's something big going on that's destroying this economy, something major. And I need to really look at that. So I need to look at my budget and I need to rehash my budget every month. That tells me right there, hey, we in a pickle. Like they say, pickle. We in a bad pickle.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard to get out of it.
It's like a pyramid, right?
Yeah.
Your top 1% is right at the top. And everyone at the bottom or fall below that, they're really the ones that's really keeping this economy going. And but as you're seeing over, as I mentioned, and as part of this segment, the middle class is shrinking and shrinking each year. And it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable in this sort of democracy and this economy. And it's not in the best interest of this democracy and economy to have a middle class that's shrunk so much that it's non-existent in the next 20 to 30 years. So we have to do something about that. And part of that is having discussion with your local representatives to fight on your behalf. But most importantly, bringing people from the lower class up to the middle class. And that's how we keep it expanding. If we can get more people from that group, the bottom, the very bottom, and moving them up to the middle class to keep that growth going. Because again, we are the backbones of this economy.
And then you said a key word when you said fight. Right now, what's going on in Nigeria is, protesting against, I guess you can call it a fascist group called the SARS. It's a police force that's going out doing a lot of crazy stuff in the community, and the people are fed up with it. And Nigeria is one of the biggest economies in Africa. And so we have to look at that and say, hey, what is going on? And these citizens of Nigeria is going out here protesting and saying, hey, we need to get rid of this group. And then on top of that, they walking out and they getting killed over something that they feel like is, fair to say, let's get rid of this group from a peaceful protest. So what do you think about that, K Mills and King Low? So I'm gonna let y'all give me y'all take on that.
It seems like martial law to me.
What you feel about?
I think there's just this sense of instability in the world, uprisings and things like that. So when you think that it's just happening in the U.S., it's actually happening all over. It may not get the press coverage that a lot of the things that are happening going on here that's being advertised on the news and et cetera. But I think there's lots going on with the around the world. And this is certainly a humanitarian crisis. I believe that if the government can't fix it, then it's going to create chaos, division, probably civil unrest. Well, it looks that way by the photos. But most importantly, once it's past that point of no return, then you can't bring it back. You can't bring back peace. You can't bring back harmony. And that could ultimately, when it's all said and done, from the dollars and cents perspective, could ultimately impact the economy if there's that instability in society, civil unrest.
So do you think the president of Nigeria needs to step down?
I don't know. I think he can recover, right? I mean, I think he can recover by.
I don't think. Hey, let me give you some stuff that he ordered the military to fire on peaceful protesters doing a couple of days ago, and so I don't think he can recover. I'm go ahead and throw that fact out to you.
Okay. Well, that's an important fact.
And yeah,
but I mean,
recover. I think he needs to step down.
Right. And then I probably, with that fact being put out there, I think you're right. I think he needs to step back and maybe transition. But here's the thing: if he ordered that, he's not going to step down. If he ordered that, he's becoming a dictator, and he's no different than any other politician that is fighting a group that's protesting him. In a democracy like ours, because I you may say that's a democracy over there, but in a democracy like ours, for the most part, we protest and they're peaceful, right? You still have knuckleheads out there and, kind of burn things down. But for the most part, we're peaceful. We don't have our leaders in government, calling up National Guard or the Army or whatever the case may be to go fire on citizens. The last time that happened was back in Chicago in the 1960s when they were protesting the Vietnam War.
And you got to remember, we got someone in office now that you can flip a coin.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a wild card. We got a wild card in office right now, so don't never say never. That's why I look at never say never.
Well, I
May
didn't
not
say
happen,
never.
but
Yeah, I didn't say never, but
yeah,
I said we just don't have that happening right now.
Yeah.
yeah. So you're right. So man, hey, this, like I said, end of the day, I pray for the people in Nigeria, and just pray for America. I mean, just the world. We got to look at the whole world and say, hey, man, we need to take a step back and really look at everything that's going on. And we really need to stay focused, man, and just continue to pray and just stay out the way. That's my saying, stay out the way. Stay out the way, do what you got to do, survive, get make sure your family good, pray, just live life. That's all we got to do, man. But we got a story to tell. I mean, K Mills got a story to tell.
Yes,
K
sir.
Mills got a story to tell. Hey, this that segment. So I'm gonna kick it over to you, K Mills. Hey, let me know about that story this week.
All right, well, check this out. It's football Friday night, rivalry week.
Uh-oh.
We the away team. So it's the third quarter, we losing. I goes to the bathroom, come back out. I meet this chick. This chick beautiful, man. She look like the red bone off of Girlfriends.
Whoa.
The one with the tattoo, not the Robinson chick, the other girl. So I hollered with her. We start talking. I said, let's make a bet on the game. I said, if y'all win, I give you $20. But if we win, you give me a kiss. She's like, okay, that's a bet.
Oh man.
So I'm still chatting up with her. Next thing you know, we scored a touchdown, win the game. So the chick, man, this is one of the finest chicks I've ever seen in my life, man. So she come wrap her arm around me, give me a kiss. We sitting there kissing. One of my big homies walked by. He like, yo, man, who that girl you kissing? What are you doing, man? So I look back at him. He like, oh, never mind.
I see.
Yeah. So I kissed her again. We left, whatever. Now you got to remember this chick now, cause she gonna come back in the store. So we finished kissing or whatever. She left. I got a number. So now we like, let's go to the restaurant after the game or whatever. So we go to the restaurant. I'm in line. It's jam packed in that restaurant. It's maybe 5 of us from my hometown, and everybody else is from the away team. So I'm in line, waiting on the food. I see this dark skinned chick that look like Rihanna. So I jumps the line. Yeah, it goes right to a holler with her. She's like, what you doing? I'm like, yo, don't worry about it. I'm gonna pay for your food. So I'm like, man, I said, I'm hollering at the chick or whatever. Get her number. Next thing you know, out here, we won the game, 21-17. I'm like, man, what's going on? Who is that being crazy, man, doing that? And we away. So I orders the food, whatever, get her food, pay for it. So I start walking back that way. Then I noticed that everybody left from the restaurant. They left from the manager, the cashiers, the cooks. Everybody they jumped over the counter. I'm like, what is going on? So then I hear again. Who was the score? What was the score? He said, we won the game, 21-17. I said, yo, who is that? They about to get jumped on. So I said, let me go see who was going on, man. So I start, man, it was packed like the club. I had to squeeze through. I'm like, excuse me, partner, excuse me. Then I get around the corner. I look and see my homeboy. I'm like, yo, what is they doing? Then my other homeboy like, yo, tell them who won the game. Tell them what the score. He said, we won the game, 21-17. So dude, won't you shut the F up? I said, uh-oh. So I eased on to him. I get to him like, yo, what is y'all doing, man? He like, man, bump that. So he took a bite of the burger, right? When he took the bite of the burger, the biggest bite I've ever seen in my life, he slammed the burger on the table, it bounced like a basketball. I'm still looking at him like, man, what is y'all tripping for real, man? So I turns around, look back, man, it's 100 people, man. It's only 5 of us. Man, it's white people, mixed Indian people, the manager, the cook, everybody, they got chairs, tables, the deep fried thing, man. They think they finna hit. I'm like, yo, they about to hit us with all this. I'm like, oh no, it ain't going out like that. So you already know what happened. I pulled out the sword.
Excalibur.
Yeah, I pulled out this one Excalibur. Yeah, and I pulled it out, pointed it right. So when I'm pointing it, poked the dude in the head a little bit.
Oh,
but before he noticed it, poked him in the head, the light shined off of it. It was like bling. They said, oh my God, he got a sword. So I looked at my homeboy. I'm like, yo, run. So we run out the restaurant or whatever. But when we get to the car, I throw the sword in my homeboy car to the one that kept saying the score. I threw it in there. So the police searching another one of the dudes that was with us. So he searched him. By the time he searched him, we pulled off. I called my homeboy. I'm like, yo, pull over. Y'all drop something. When they pulled over, then I got the sword out. They're like, yo, they looking at me like, what? Man, I just say everybody like, man, what you gonna say? So they gave me the sword. We gets back home. I called the same chick that I was kissing. I was finna go back. The chick said, yo, y'all wilding down there. They said one of y'all pulled out the sword in the restaurant.
Excalibur.
The Excalibur sword in the restaurant, yo. She's like, and let's say I had on a Rockaway suit, the black Timbs, black pants, the jean jacket with the New York 50 cat, and a chain, a Jesus piece. It looked like I signed the Rockefeller, man. I look like Memphis Bleak. So they already knew. She already knew it was me. I'm the only one who had that suit on. She said, they know what you look like. I said, oh man. I said, well, can't come back up there. So it was 3-4 years, maybe 5 years later before I went back.
We're going to go pay the bills right now. So we're going to come back. Gonna pay the bills. WSME, SM Enlightenment Radio, Capton Brands, The Hustle Within.
Yes, sir.
Keep it locked.
That shorter you look at, holler at me.
We back.
Yes, sir.
What's up, Rap?
Hey, what's up, Rap? You from Charlotte, man, for real. WSME, SM Enlightenment Radio, Capton Brands, The Hustle Within. We are back. My guys, King Los, K Mills, what's going on? Let's make it happen. We're going into our fourth segment. Man. And I got a question to ask y'all. This is called our barbershop talk segment. So I have a question to ask y'all. All right. This is one of these good questions. Now, this is a very educated, important question. All right.
Yeah.
Now, starting with which one? I'm gonna go I'm gonna go with you, King Los. King Los. All right. The question is, who will you date, marry, or put in the friend zone? Now, your three choices are Megan Good. Oh, that's a good one. Ooh, Rihanna.
My baby.
Woo! Ric Flair. Sierra.
Oh man. All right, so I'm gonna go in the order of I would marry Megan Good, I would date Sierra, and friend zone. I would put Rihanna in that last one.
Now you gotta tell me why. Now.
Well, are we still in the barbershop or are we in the locker room?
We're in the barbershop. We still in the barbershop. We're not in the locker room yet. We're in the locker room.
That's a joke. That's a joke to everybody. But here's the thing. You know, I think Megan is she's articulate, she's smart, she's funny, she's beautiful, clearly, super talented. And then, you know, Sierra, you know, very beautiful. You know, I think she's pretty articulate and smart. And then ultimately, I'll just keep Rihanna as a friend. And I'll put it out there that I'm not sure how smart she is. So that's why I had to put her as a friend. No, I'm joking.
Okay. I got you. Hey, this barbershop talk. I mean, you throwing your reel out. So K Mills, same question. K Mills, who would you date, marry, or put in the friend zone? Put in friend zone. Megan Good, Rihanna, Sierra.
You know, I married Megan. Brianna be my girlfriend, and I put Sierra in the friend zone.
Okay,
hey,
so
boy,
why?
Why do you pick?
I'm sorry, man, but Megan Good, she wifey material, man. She laid back, you know. She there. You ain't gotta worry about nothing with her. Nah, but I love Rihanna more. But I know Rihanna got that little hood in her now. She might cheat on me now. So somebody gonna get hurt. Somebody gonna see the sword. Hey, somebody gonna see the sword.
Somebody see the sword. Oh man. Oh God. Oh man.
Yeah, Sierra, she just, you know, I like her, but she just average, so I put her in the friend zone.
Okay. Well, me personally, let me go to my personality here. I would probably date Sierra. I'll probably date Sierra, and I'll probably marry Rihanna.
Okay.
I'm opposite. I'm opposite.
Oh yeah, now I'm fine with that because I don't want to. I don't. I still have problems with K Mills trying to marry my woman.
I'm sorry, man. She...
Let the ink dry first. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But like I said, I would marry Rihanna, and then I would put Megan in the friend zone. Now, they all beautiful women, but
yeah,
I'm just opposite. I just like to do things opposite. Megan Good, I think she's too good for me. And Sierra is Sierra's good to date. I think she'll be fun to date.
Yeah.
And Rihanna, like I said, I think we would have a lot of fun together, being in the same household together for a lifetime, for years to come. You know what I'm saying?
Until I come over there.
Whoa, wait a minute now, Brad. Hey, this man from Charlotte. Hey, K Mills from Charlotte, man. He's from Charlotte, man.
Oh, man.
I swear I've seen this man before in Charlotte.
Yeah. Graham Street rap.
Graham Street rap. That problem with Sierra. Sierra might try to outdance me. That's my own problem.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Too much energy, man. She got too much energy.
Yeah. Flash dance. Flash dance. I'm like, hey. You put the bed or what? Like, what's going on?
Man. Hey, like I said, man, that was a hard one. I made that hard. Now I'm not gonna make it easy in barbershop talk. It's not gonna be easy. These categories are gonna always be hard for you to think about. Now you might not have this type of category next time around, but at the same time, I'm gonna make every category hard. It's gonna be it's a thinking method. You gotta think about it.
True.
So with that being said, man, we got a dynamic guest coming in. I mean, like you said, she's a business owner, she's a realtor, and she's also a mother. She's a model, a designer. I mean, hey.
Oh wow.
Man.
A baby doll, ain't it?
Miss Layla White.
What's up,
right. Well, before Layla starts talking, I knew that last segment, I was like, all right, I would marry Megan Fox, but I'm gonna switch that. I'm gonna switch it to Layla. I'm gonna put her in there. She's a celebrity too. I'm gonna put it in there.
Oh,
how you doing, Layla?
Might be a lucky day.
Yeah, that hair. I love that hair.
What's going on?
Nothing much.
So tell us about yourself. Where you from? Some of your, just give the world your background. Just let them know where you from, everything you got going on, some of the stuff you got going on.
Okay, so first I'm Layla, jack of all trades. Originally from Concord, North Carolina. Currently reside in Indian Trail, North Carolina. As an introduction was already given, I'm a mom. Getting ready to open my first natural hair care beauty school in North Carolina as well, so that's exciting. I'm a real estate agent, as well as I'm a cosmetologist. I teach barbers part-time as well, so got my hand in a few different things, but definitely a serial entrepreneur.
Oh, nice. So I guess, and you also a mother, right? Like, how do you juggle all these hats? I mean, you got a lot of businesses. How do you juggle all that?
Well, I have a football player and a cheerleader, so when I'm at cheer practice, I'm working in the car. When I'm, dropping him off at football, I'm working in the car. So you just learn the schedule and just really base it around the kids' schedule because, they have to be there. You got to help them push to their dreams and goals as well as stay on top of what you have to do as a mom and cook and clean. Sometimes you have to meal prep for the entire week, or get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and cook lunch and dinner. So it's just the juggle. It's all about how bad do you want it.
Oh yeah. You're an ultimate hustler. Definitely. So who are some of the influencers that you have in just being an ultimate hustler? Name some of the people that you look up to.
I will give you the two that I looked at this week, and that's Jay-Z and Puff Daddy.
Why? Why Jay-Z and Puff Daddy?
Just looking at how they overcame through adversity, looking at their storyline and definitely understanding their, rules to success that they applied, definitely was just a lot of persistence. So for me, it's not a lot of women I look up to. I'm more into the male aspect because they have a certain kind of tenacity, that some women just don't carry, but again, they are more assertive and they give you those opportunities. They tell you what took them to get to that level. So for me, I'm always into the rappers, who like Jeezy. I like to listen to those type of genres because it tells a story.
Okay, so you don't like the old school? You don't like the Nas, any of them rappers from the old school?
A little before my time, just a little bit. So I gotta dig a little, a little recent, but not saying that I discredit Nas. I just really don't know his too much of his background.
Yeah, his story.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So what are some of your future goals? Because I mean, you got so much right now you got going on. So what are some of the future things? Like looking at, like I just asked King Los, I asked K Mills, what are some very important goal? I guess moving into 2021. What is your a very important goal that you're trying to accomplish moving into 2021?
Well, I mean, it's fourth quarter, so the pressure is on. So it's always, of course, an aspect of business to close the year strong, to start a very, hard beginning. I want to come into the new year with a big bang. So it's definitely a lot of pressure right now as far as in business and closing out a lot of things and deals. So when I open up the new year, I'm already, I'm on set go, better yet. But other than that, I believe I heard someone say mental health and peace of mind. I mean, those things, having a great mentality, you have to have that. That's key in order to be able to juggle so many different things. If you don't have that peace, it's almost impossible to operate at a high level. So more than anything, stability, just being healthy, exercising, eating well, a healthy family. I mean, that's all I can really ask for to help me get them as well as myself to the next level.
What are some from business? What are some of your business goals moving into the first quarter?
So I'll share. So next year, as far as I'm in real estate, I love it. I wouldn't change it for the world. It's my newest baby, but I'm going in for a contract. I want to be a general contractor. So, for what I'm doing, that's my biggest, goal that I want to do. I want to build income housing. We have a lot of people who income isn't a certain range, but we don't have enough, houses to really house them in a good area. So for me, my goal is that I want to become a contractor and build homes. So that's got to be my biggest goal for next year.
Okay. King Los, you got any questions for Miss Layla?
Miss Layla, okay. So my first question is really surrounding, you mentioned food and diet. What are some of your go-to meals, like once you're getting up and you're juggling and you're trying to get that energy to, keep up with the kids or what have you? What are some of your favorite meals that you start out with to start your day?
Well, to start my day, I may grab a banana, and a lot of times I have to have caffeine. Now, I don't drink coffee, so I may grab a Coke or like a ginger ale. But other than that, I'm not really a big breakfast person. But however, I do cook like all of my meals are low sodium. Also, I'm a caregiver for my grandfather who has congestive heart failure. So a lot of my meals are low sodium, just using more herbs and, not too much salty seasonings or, just more fresh vegetables and, just using more of the organic way of cooking versus, using a lot of canned and processed food. So pretty much anything. We don't eat pork and I don't cook beef. So it's strictly turkey, seafood, and chicken. So, just limited, understanding what the body processes. So, just anything in those varieties, but just no pork and no beef.
Yeah.
Okay.
Appreciate that. I mean, and then you're really glowing, by the way. So I could tell you're a healthy eater.
I'm not gonna say that. I'm a snacker now. I'm a snack. I love Little Debbie, but the
Right.
way of my heart right now, it has to be food because I'm definitely a foodie right now.
I hear you.
So
I
what
hear you. Well,
what
that's
have
all.
what
Mhm.
I'm sorry, what have you been doing for fun, I guess pre-COVID and post-COVID? Well, the second stage going into the second phase of COVID. What have you been doing for fun?
So let's see. I traveled. I went to Maryland. I used to live in Baltimore City, so I love to travel there. For just the culture. I enjoy the culture in Maryland. Um, Lately, I have been doing one-on-one things with the children. We did a tea party with my daughter, and we went, four-wheeler, ATV riding with my son. So I think this weekend I'm gonna put on the books. We're gonna go to the shooting range. So just trying some different things. Also staying, COVID safe, but definitely getting out of the house and trying new activities. With my teenagers because they're not babies.
Okay, yeah.
What did you say?
I said, do your own hair? Do you go to the salon? How do you manage it?
Okay, so first, thank you, but I am a hairstylist first. I've been a cosmetologist since 2013. So therefore, for me, I more so do my own hair, my own makeup. It's probably
Mm-hmm.
one of the things that I do not like sitting still and getting done. However, sometimes if my schedule is very busy, I will go sit in someone else's chair. Not saying I'm always probably as satisfied, but it gets it done. So some, time off of me, for sure. So that's how I kind of work around that. But I love fashion. As said before, I do model from time to time. I do enjoy being behind the camera. So that's
Mhm.
something that actually comes kind of naturally.
So what are some of the entertainment goals? Because I know you like them. You do modeling. You do filming. I know you got a couple of things coming up.
Yeah.
So what are
If I could have it my way, I would love to be an actor. I could see myself inside of a movie, more so a romance, maybe a little bit of drama. But
you
if
did a
I
video? You just did a video recently, right?
I
Music
did. I
video.
did. I did a music video with an African singer that was coming up. I was hired for that position, and I really liked that. I was some acting as long as just being a video model. But for me, I want to see myself more on in the film industry.
What are your favorite movies? Give me your top 5 favorite movies of all time.
I don't watch a lot of TV, but one of my favorites is Girls Trip, Pursuit of
Never
Happiness.
mind. Never mind. Oh no, I'm messing with.
Girls Trip is
I
like my number one. I'm gonna watch that over and over again. But I do have a
okay.
favorite TV show, and that's Greenleaf. But other than that, I really don't watch a lot of TV or watch movies.
Okay. Okay, that's good. Now, and you say you want. What about writing? Because I remember you was getting into writing at one point.
I do write. When I do write, it's more of a journalism, just to get my thoughts out, for the day, or just to express myself in a way. Um, I'm not against sharing those, but those kind of my personal thoughts and how I overcome some obstacles for sure.
Okay. Okay. Now, is writing a book in the future, or writing a journal, or anything you putting out for publication?
I think that I constantly think about the book, for sure. I believe that I have started writing it a few times. For me, being a teenage mom, 16 and pregnant, to now being 31 and, got my hands in so many different pots. Of course, everyone's so curious on how did you, be at, statistics and, persevere through so much. So, you know, of course, I believe in the future, once I hit a certain point, I think that book will come out. But right now, I'm pretty much enjoying the journey of just living it first and then being able to express it on a bigger scale.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. Now, what are some of the? I know you said you like Jeezy, you like Jay Z, you like Diddy. So what is in your playlist right now when you go into work, when you get ready to go do sell some houses or any of that?
Well,
What
I
is your
gotta tell
playlist?
you.
What's your hype music? Because
Random.
I know, hey, I know your Facebook be popping in the morning. I know you be dancing, and I know your storyline. I know, hey, your story be, hey, your Facebook be popping. So
Okay,
I want
so
people to know.
for sure, I like gospel, so don't judge me. I got a little bit of everything in the playlist, okay? So I have some Fred Hammond, I got some Kirk Franklin. But then, if I had to really choose, it's the City Girls.
Okay, City Girls, okay.
City Girls, I have
Mulatto, what's her name? Mulatto?
I got a little mulatto in there. I got
Okay.
a few like women, but I like Megan. If I had to talk about the women, but I also have some Rod Wave and Gucci Man. So it just depends on how I'm feeling that morning,
Okay. Now, is there any plans to go? I guess a lot of people not going to the clubs and stuff like that. Or is there any plans? Are you going to any clubs or anything like that? Or are you planning on doing that? Or are you like, no, that's not what you're trying to do at this moment? I guess to have fun, like I guess going into after the COVID second wave, or what are your plans? What's some of the places you want to travel?
I'm not going to say that I haven't been to any because when I went to Maryland, I had a blast. So, clubs were open and they were outside and I had my best friends with me. So, it definitely was, a very good time. Maryland doesn't owe us anything. However, even local, I may go to a bar or something. I don't engage, but I just more so like the setting. It helps me clear my mind. Once COVID is over and probably not quite over, I mean, my birthday is New Year, so for sure I have a trip on my mind that I want to take for my birthday. So, and that's going to be.
Is it a secret? What is that trip?
It's going to be in Cabo. I want to go to Cabo for my birthday. That's why I plan to bring in the new year. Sure. So that's got to be how I'm going to end and begin a new year. Other than that, just really working on this grand opening for the school. And, I'm going to have a big event for that as well. So I'm pretty much done for the rest of the year.
Layla, I want you to give your shout outs. Let everybody know anything you want to say before we wrap it up. Anything you want to say, give your shout outs, your tags, where people can follow you at. And, hey.
Well, I won't say who I will shout out because I have so many great people that support me for sure.
Go ahead, shout them out.
It's so many of them. Oh my goodness. I can't say things. I don't want nobody to be offended. But if anybody, for sure, I will always appreciate my children. We've definitely been on a journey. They've been growing up with me since, I've been a teenager myself. So, definitely grateful for them and sharing all these different terms and, mom with everyone. But definitely all my mentors. I have a great bit of mentors that, mentor me in cosmetology and barbering and, real estate and trucking. It's a few different things that I'm in, to definitely keep me grounded and surrounded by those who keep me advancing. You can follow me on Instagram at goal, GOAL.DIG, her. And for sure, all of my other business adventures are tagged to that one. The Beauty School Legacy Beauty Institute is definitely coming available, and we're accepting new students for that as well. And if you need any real estate needs, commercial or residential, I can help you with that as well. On Facebook, I'm Layla White. And once again, if you go on there, you can find all of my businesses attached to it.
All right, Miss Layla. Hey, it was great having you as a guest tonight.
Honor to meet you.
It was
nice to meet you. Hey, thank you for having me.
When the next season, we want to bring you back up and get an update of what's going on. And from that, have a good night.
Thank you. Y'all have a good night as well.
All right.
Thank you, Layla. Bye-bye.
All right, guys. Another great show. We want to go ahead. We're going to do a round table. Go ahead and do the wrap up. Get your tags where people can follow you at. Starting with you, K Mills, where get your tags. Let people know where they can follow you at.
You can hit me up on kmills652@gmail.com, or you can just holler at me on Facebook.
Okay. What's your Facebook? Just K Mills?
Oh, no, I'll tell you that later.
No.
It's a real day. I don't want to say too much here with all these stories.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. King Los, where they can follow you at? Give me your tag.
Yes, sir. You guys can follow me at Gmail, and that's MRCWALLUPS@gmail.com. So, looking forward to hearing from you all, and keep it locked.
Yeah, hey, you can follow me at Capton ENT. And we got a new page. We got the Hustle Within page on IG. So follow that page also. You can follow me at Capton ENT. CAPTONENT. So hey, man, another great show. You have been watching WSME Enlightenment Radio with the Hustle Within podcast. Make sure you keep it locked and tuned in. Hey, we got more show, man. We got more shows coming up. Hey, y'all have a good night. Keep it locked.
Holla at me, man.
Later.
All right, Brad.